Who are you?
Whoever you want me to be.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
It's feeling epic.
3 words. 8 letters.
I remember everything.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Previously on Teen TV. I'm Jillian Bonani.
And I'm Claire Wojciechowski.
And we have another very special episode for you. We're bringing it on home. We're talking Outer Banks yet again. One more episode before season 4 premieres. We are talking today all about season 4, what we know, and we're making our predictions for the season.
Yes, we have seen a teaser trailer. We've seen some photos. We've seen a fun little short, with the Pogues in character. So I'm excited to look at all of that and to see what we think all of it means.
I feel like this is like when boys make their fantasy football predictions.
Yes.
That's what we're doing here today. We are making our predictions for season 4. Will we be right? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. And then we'll have to have another episode where we talk about how wrong we were.
I mean, we can, dovetail that with our part 2 predictions, I think, because I'm pretty sure the stuff that we've seen is only for part 1. So lots of content coming your way this fall about Outer Banks.
And if there's anything we know about Outer Banks, it's going to be another wackadoo season probably. So much happens. So it's hard to predict.
I know. We're going to be way off base, I think. But that's the fun of it. It's just full of surprises.
Well, let's talk about what we do know. Mm-hmm. So season 4 is premiering October 10th. We get part 1. Mm-hmm. And then how many episodes do we get?
I'm assuming it will be 5 because the first 3 seasons were all 10 episodes. So I would assume that it's 5 and 5.
Netflix does love breaking it up into 2 parts these days.
I mean, they're trying to stop that churn, They want to keep you subscribed month to month. And listen, it is working, okay?
I know. I just feel like they're going to leave such a big cliffhanger after part 1, and it's going to be rough.
I know, but the good news is it's only 4 weeks in between. And I mean, we're going to be talking about part 1 so much during that time that it's going to fly by, and we're going to have part 2 before we know it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I am excited because it will be nice to be able to just talk about like part 1 separately than part 2.
Yeah, we can dig a little deeper on each part, I think.
Another thing we know is all the main cast is returning, which is very exciting.
Yep.
They all, survived El Dorado, just not the dads.
Yep. That's okay.
And we're good with that.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
We're getting all our Pogues back. We're even getting Rafe back.
Rafe and Topper, yes.
Both of them.
Yep, I know.
Very interesting.
Got our Pogues and our Kooks are back, and we're excited about that.
And then in an interview with the creator, he also confirmed that this season will feature several flashbacks to fill in the gaps with the 18-month time jump.
Yes, I am excited about that because it did feel like, they ended on a happy note in season 3, but like I want to see those small moments, like what happens, with between the friends, with the relationships. I want to know how they got to where they are.
Show me the wealth. I want to see them make their first purchases from the gold. Like that's what I want to see in the flashbacks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to them sort of being a little bit of adults.
Yeah.
I know the creators also said that they felt like the first 3 seasons were a trilogy and they were wrapping them up, and they felt that it was important for this new season to move them out of high school, to move them out of those constraints of being in school all the time. And so with that time jump, we assume they're graduated. They are on their own. And we're going to get some of that.
I did love that. They were like, we needed to get them out of high school. It's like, we barely saw them in school. I forgot they were in high school.
I know. We're dropping all pretense now. And I think that's for the best.
But that does make me think, too, that they're trying to bring this out of the teen genre a little bit. Like, still having that core basis of it, I think. But I feel like the stakes are just going to be higher. Like, I feel like the villains will maybe be a little more like villainy or just higher stakes, like maybe more life situations or something.
Yeah, I think too with the earlier seasons, it felt very much like these kids are thrown into these adult situations and like how sad, like that's so sad for them. And now that they're older, it's like, well, now it's just, this is your life now. Like I feel like I have less pity for them as characters because they're not kids anymore, even though it's not that much time has passed. But like they've been through so much. They've got this gold now. Like they're sort of, on their own for real this time. And so it's going to be a little more challenging. And I think the stuff that we're going to see thrown at them is going to be a little bit deeper.
Well, I am excited too that then we won't get the drama with the adult characters. I feel like that will be going away.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that. I was kind of over it. I mean, now we have Big John and Ward are gone. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like we don't really need the adult characters in this. It's like we kind of forget that they're kids, and then we throw in Key's parents being all upset and freaking out and crying. And I just don't really need that anymore. We did it.
Right.
So I'm excited to more like have the adults in the show view them as adults, or for them to just be the adults in the show.
Yeah, I'm excited for like the obstacles to be like serious obstacles. Yeah, like you said, and not just her parents constantly being like, we want better for you. Like that, we had it for 3 seasons. I'm tired of that. Like she's an adult now. She makes her own choices. Like let her face the consequences of her own actions.
I'm excited too for them not to have to like go to their parents to be like, can I go to Wilmington to get the cross off this train? Yeah. We don't need that. We just need them to be hunting for this treasure.
Right.
I don't want parents getting in the way anymore.
And I think there are enough, the show has proven that there are enough obstacles that they can put in their path without adding this like parental supervision element. Like the bad guys are the bad guys and they don't care that they're teenagers. They're treating them like adults in this treasure hunt. So we don't need the element of the parents trying to like ground them.
Yeah, definitely.
Not to mention all of the cast are like now getting up there.
They're like mid-20s into their 30s.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, we kind of needed a time jump because they have gotten much older. So
yeah, I mean, Chase Stokes is like 31 at this point, and that's fine. But it's just like we can't expect him to be 17 anymore.
I mean, if they showed up to school in season 4, I would be like, what?
I'd be like, arrest those people.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah, it seems like we have a lot of fun, exciting stuff to look forward to in season 4. Should we watch the trailer?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Do it. Live reaction.
I've only watched this once.
To the Outer Banks season 4 trailer. All right, I'm hitting play if you want to watch along with us.
We finally did it.
Okay, John B. back on top of the house like in the pilot. Love that callback.
I love just seeing them laying out on a boat. Like, that is what I want to see. Mm-hmm. I love that we're in the Outer Banks, clearly.
Yeah. It's always best when they're in the Outer Banks, when they're where it all began, you know? We got everything to lose this time.
That makes me nervous.
But I do love it. They're coming from a different place. They're not scrappy underdogs anymore.
I do like that.
The stakes are higher.
We're seeing a lot of motocross.
Yes.
Is that motocross? What is that?
It's some biking. Yeah. Motor biking. I don't know. Don't ask me these questions.
All right. Well, that was it.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
I feel like we saw some exciting stuff in there. Everybody looked good.
Yeah.
Number one thing, everybody looked good.
I mean, that's all we really want in these shows.
And it looks like we're in the OBX the entire time. Finally.
It seems like it. They are not straying far from home. They have a home now. They have homes now, you know? They've got stakes. They've got things to lose.
I know. That really got me, like, excited. I love a good John B. narration, and I'm glad that we got that in that trailer. I feel like my one big takeaway is something big is going down. They got something to lose. John B. looked worried. John B. looked worried throughout that.
Yeah. Well, like he said, I mean, stakes are high.
Well, my one big question is for season 4, do they lose the money?
That they already have?
Yeah. Or I'm just wondering if like something happens or something goes wrong, because why are we looking for more treasure? Why are the stakes so high?
Okay. Interesting question. So I felt that in the season 3 finale, John B. has that narration at the very end talking about my dad was right, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking to Sarah and she's like, we've got the surf shop. It's great. And he's like, yeah. But his response is muted. And it's like, oh, he's got that itch. Yeah. Like he's bored. He's looking for the next chase. He has that thing that Big John had, which is like he needs to constantly be hunting and seeking. And like he needs a little danger.
Yeah.
And so when they show up with this opportunity to find Blackbeard's treasure, it's not so much like we need the money to survive. It's like, oh, this will be a fun time. And I think maybe this trailer is hinting at like he's regretting it now, because now it's not like we're poor and we need money. It's like, no, we could lose all the stuff that we already have.
And their reputations.
Yes.
Like now they have these reputations as being these like explorers and treasure hunters.
Right. Yeah. They're successful now. People know this man comes to them because he's heard that they found the cross. They found the gold from Denmark Tanny. They found El Dorado. Like he knows that they're good at this. And so like they're risking all of that as well.
I'm just thinking, calling it now, JJ has lost a bit of his money.
Oh, JJ's gambled it away. You know that.
JJ's money is gone already.
JJ blew through most of it in like a week.
That's what I'm thinking. Like we don't know ultimately how much they got.
True. Yeah, we have I don't know what the exchange rate is for gold these days. You know, I'm not on top of that.
No, we don't. And I hope it's not explained.
We don't need to worry about it.
We don't want to see those Pogues doing math. But yeah, I feel like I just am guessing JJ's money is partly gone.
Yeah, this seems like a safe bet.
But I do think that John B and JJ this season will kind of be at the forefront of this like expedition into Blackbeard's treasure. Because I feel like in the photos and in the trailer, we're seeing them together a bit. And I could see it where they both have that itch to do it. And they're the ones who are the ringleader. And everyone else is like, are we really going to be doing this again? Like, can't you see Pope being Pope, are we really going to be doing this again? I'm in college.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be going into his dorm room being like, we got something else for you.
Yeah, and I think the girl, well, particularly Sarah and Key are like, we're settled now. We've got like these plans that they have, you know, like they don't necessarily want this. I think that John B has like the itch and JJ's like, this will be fun.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Type of thing. And and then the rest of them are like, well, we're Pogues for life. Like we don't let each other down. So like that's why the rest of them show up. But
I'm excited for that. I feel like we need that again.
Yeah.
You know?
I know, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see them enter into these situations with a little more wisdom, hopefully, than they had in seasons 1, 2, 3.
I know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I definitely do think the stakes will be higher and that they do have more wisdom now. But I think it's just going to be more and more challenges thrown their way, like this time, and more like higher stakes challenges. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, in addition to that trailer, we also got some photos released recently. So do we want to take a quick look through those and see if they give us any more details about what we're going to see? I imagine, again, all of this is just for part 1.
Really what I'm taking away from a lot of this is, why is there so much motocross? Like if I see a bike in dirt one more time, it looks like JJ has just picked up another hobby or something like that.
Right. But then John B's in like a jacket with gloves on, like he's riding. So like that seems to be,
again, those two are going to be buddy. I just feel it, because I really loved in season 3 where they had that scene together, where they were like driving the weed van.
Yeah.
And then JJ like waved at the officer. Like it was just a really funny moment between the two of them. And I thought like JJ in particular is very funny in that scene, but their chemistry together is just really good.
Yeah.
So I definitely want more of that in season 3. Give me some John B. JJ hijinks. That's what I want.
I mean, yeah, we've also got a fun scene. Well, not fun. I don't know if it's a fun scene. We have a photo of Topper and Rafe drinking beers on the dock together. So they're back, you know, still friends and still probably up to no good.
I mean, what is going to happen with Topper in season 4? Like he burned down the chateau.
Yeah.
Where are we going there? I guess him and Rafe are teaming up, it seems like.
Yeah, but my sort of question is like, what are they after now? Because like Rafe's still running. I assume that Rafe is still in OBX running whatever is left of Ward's businesses. Like there wasn't much left. He was told to sell them and leave, and he wasn't going to do that. But I assume he's trying to make a name for himself. Topper is like fresh out of high school. Like how are they going to thwart the Pogues plans? Like,
so I think Rafe and Topper are going to team up to try and beat the Pogues to Blackbeard's treasure.
Oh, so they want it for themselves.
Yes, exactly. I think it's going to be a race between Rafe and Topper versus Pogues. Can we still call them Pogues?
I think so. I think it's like a lifestyle,
Okay,
right? They're
yeah.
Pokes for life. Thank you. P for L.
So
Yeah.
I think we're going back to Kooks versus Pogues.
I think also that makes sense because, like, as we said, Ward didn't have, he was, the reason that he did all these terrible things is because he was losing money and the family was struggling, and that's why they needed to sell the businesses. So maybe Rafe's out of money. Maybe he had to finally sell Tanny Hall, and he needs that treasure to keep up his lifestyle. Who knows?
Where is Rose? Do you think we're going to get any Rose in season 4?
I think Rose and Wheezy have fled to Guadalupe. They're still in Guadalupe, and that's that. Poor Wheezy. She really got shafted in all of this.
Yeah, but I definitely think that they were alluding that like Ward has no money.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. They talked about that.
But doesn't Ward have the gold? Where's that gold?
The gold is overseas somewhere.
You know, these people are just not smart with their gold, okay? Like, these people need to get some financial advisors in there because no one's being smart with the gold.
No, I mean, Rafe melted it down, which, like,
I know.
immediately, I'm sure, depreciated the value of it. And so who knows what happened to that? Like,
At least Rafe still has that buzz cut in season 4. That's really all that we need, you know?
buzz cut season.
But it will be interesting. I mean, we don't know what it is, but fingers crossed, I hope that they're all just competing for Blackbeard's treasure.
Yeah.
I think that sounds fun.
I also think, I don't want too much of this, but I think it might be a fun little change of pace to see them deal with just like the mundane adult problems.
Yeah.
Like, because they were dealing for so long with like, we literally don't have a place to live. We're unsupervised children. And that's a very different like vibe and attitude than like when you're an adult and you are supposed to be responsible for yourself, and like now they're supposed to have houses and homes and they're supposed to like keep up with them and all this stuff. So like, I don't know, like, is Sarah gonna be nagging John B to like take the trash out? Like, I don't need that kind of detail, but I would love like a little conflict about like, no, we have to take care of ourselves now for real, and it's not just out of desperation. Like, we should be responsible.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see a little bit more of the relaxed every day. Like, I don't need every episode like that, but maybe we like start out the season of them just kind of like living a little bit of a regular life.
Right.
Or maybe that's in the flashbacks or something. Where we kind of see them just growing up a little bit and dealing more with those like everyday like adult issues. And I'm hoping then in flashbacks we'll get a little bit more of the relationships and what that does for each of our pairings, like once they find the gold. Like, is everyone even still going to be together? We don't know.
It seems like, so it is based off of the end of season 3 and some of the photos. Like, it seems like the 3 couples are all still together, but 18 months is a long time, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
So much can happen and change during that time. Like, maybe people broke up and got back together 6 times in that, like, time span. We don't know.
I think somebody's breaking up for sure.
Yeah. I mean, how do the Haywards take it when Pope and Cleo were like both under the same roof and dating? Like, I'm sure they're not thrilled about that.
Well, if Pope is in college too, is he even on the island anymore? Like, we don't really know. I feel like they could like change some things up from that 18-month thing. Like, we weren't seeing them all like making out. So I think some of these couples could be broken up and we see the breakup in a flashback.
Well, timing wise, 18 months. We know in season 2, at the end of season 2, there's like a press conference or something, and he's like, they've been gone. They went missing on September, whatever. And then it's 6 weeks later. So they come back at like the end of October. Maybe a month goes by in season 3, probably less than that. So it's like the end of November. Let's say it's the end of November at the latest. 18 months is the end of the school year. It's the end of May.
I am not following this,
It's about to
Claire.
be
I'm
summertime.
sorry.
My point is that we are starting in what I think will be summertime post-graduation.
I just don't think that they're going to be paying attention to like the timeline though.
I think you're giving them too much credit.
Yeah.
I think that they've cleared the way to let it be summer, and that's why Pogue hasn't left for school yet. That's why Topper is still there. I think we're gonna get just a throwaway line in season 4 that's like, yeah, blah blah blah.
We'll see. I mean, if your math, I believe your math.
Thank you.
I just don't know if they're going to follow it. These shows never follow like a calendar timeline, I feel like. But Fingers crossed. We'll see. I hope that they give a specific timeline so we can check your math
It's
again.
honestly, it's easy enough for them to do.
All I'm saying is I don't think all the couples are going to be together. I just think that that would be wild. And I think that in the 18-month forward thing that we got in the end of season 3, we don't know that they're all together. Like,
No.
just like they weren't like holding hands all necessarily. Like, John B and Sarah were the most in it, and it seemed like they were together. But everybody else, like, do we really? I just think you could change the narrative if you wanted to.
You could. I just think I thought that Pope and Cleo were holding hands too.
Oh, well, maybe.
But JJ and Key, friendly, no animosity, but not coupley. So
Yeah.
maybe they tried and it didn't work out, and they're just friends. I don't know.
I just think, why are we doing flashbacks if like nothing
significant
yeah
changed.
I think in a flashback the whole point is to like show something,
Yeah, to show how we got to
change.
where we are.
Exactly.
Because it's different. Yeah. I hear you.
And I think that maybe they ended season 3 not knowing that that's what they would want to do in season 4, which I think happens a bit.
Sure, yeah. I hear you. I agree with that.
I feel like mainly one of my takeaways from the photos and stuff that came out is that there are a lot of group photos. They're all together
Yes.
a lot in the photos.
Which
so
I love.
No matter what, it's like I feel like we're at least getting them all together a lot, which I'm excited about because I feel like in seasons 2 and 3, they were all apart a lot and it was frustrating.
Yeah, I think they're at their best when it's all 6 Pogues together. And I'm excited to hopefully get more of that where they are really working as a group, as a unit to find this treasure.
I think somebody's got to die this season, though.
You think one of the main 6 Pogues?
I just think somebody's got to go.
Oh my God. Well,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Topper at least.
Topper could go.
Yeah, Topper could definitely go.
I also hate to say it, but given the fact that Drew Starkey is seemingly on the rise,
I know.
maybe he's like, I got to go make more A24 movies. Like, let me out of my contract.
I'm wondering that too.
We don't know. And also, like, we haven't seen this movie, but like, he's getting a lot of attention at the very least. So
I think they're either going to make Drew Starkey a bigger character in it and like more of a main person, or they're going to kill him off. No in between.
I don't disagree with that. And I think I would lean toward killing him off only because we do know that there are new cast members added for this season. We've seen a few of them in photos, though we don't really know details about them. And I would imagine that they are villains because we don't know who that would be in season 4 yet.
I know. I feel like they can't have Rafe be a full villain again. And I think we're moving away from that storyline of how like Ward was the villain a lot and Rafe was a villain in it a lot. I just feel like we need to move away from that. So they kind of need to figure out like what to do with him.
Yeah, and I think because of that, like we had so much of, for the first 3 seasons, Rafe's behavior was largely attributed to the way that Ward treated him.
Yeah.
And it was in reaction to that. And with Ward gone, well, first of all, Ward, like you said, he hugs him and he's like, sort of says like, you know, you do what you need to do. And they have like a good parting on that before he gets on the plane. And then he dies and he's gone now. So like, who is Rafe without his father's influence? Like, that's really interesting.
I'm excited to see that. I
Yeah.
think we're going to get some good dramatic moments.
Yeah. Like how much of it was because of Ward and how much of it is just like
A psychotic person.
yeah. That struggle will be fun to explore.
But with a hot buzz cut. On a lighter note, I think we could get an actual wedding between John B and Sarah this season.
Oh my God. Teen bride. Okay.
They got that money. And in my head, like, they're 25 with this
really,
time jump.
honestly,
you know?
yeah. Well, and I will say, I wouldn't mind. I could see a situation where he buys her an actual ring.
Exactly. Like, I feel like we're going to see a little bit more, like, adultness in the relationship.
Talking about the future. Like, where are we going? What's the plan? Like,
exactly. Like, they're not going to be living, like, day by day, I feel like.
Right.
As much as they were before.
right. Yeah. They can plan ahead now. They can think about, like, where are we going to live? Like, all those big questions. Like, yeah, they're not just like, when are we going to shower? When am I going to charge my cell phone? How are we going to eat? You know?
I hope I see them with a working cell phone the entire time in season 4. That is really what I want to see.
Yeah.
One big thing I think we should talk about is they've released some episode titles, and there's one that really sticks out to me.
Oh, okay.
And it is called Mothers and Fathers. And I'm wondering if we get a mom who comes back.
We need a goddamn mom on the show.
I need, like, maybe they're in the paper for getting all this gold, and mom comes back into town.
Oh, she's like a literal gold digger.
I don't know that.
I would love
just
that.
mean like she's like, I never wanted to leave you. He made me do it, or something like that.
I want
you
a
know?
schemy mom who's after the money.
Oh, I like that.
Either JJ or John B. Like, because they just took off. I want one of those moms. Maybe both moms. Maybe they're in cahoots. I don't know.
But the dads, I feel like, are so horrible on this show and mean that I'd love a nice mom.
Okay, well maybe one's nice
I know.
and one's not. But I would. Yeah, let's get a mom.
We at least need like a little bit more of a backstory with the moms. We heard a little bit more about John B's mom in season 3 when he was like telling the story of him and his dad, and he talked about his mom leaving at a young age. Mm-hmm. That was pretty much all we got.
Right. But like we don't know like why, and like the same thing with JJ's mom, with Sarah's mom. Like the moms just left.
Yeah.
And like was it because the dads were so awful that they couldn't stand to be in the marriage anymore? If so, why not take the kids? Like were they just like, no, I don't want this, and was like and dipped out? Like why?
Well, and don't we not know what happened to Sarah and Rafe's mom?
We still have no mention of her.
Like dead or alive.
Right. We just know that Rose is the stepmom and they don't like her.
Didn't we have some crazy theory? I can't remember what it was.
I remember it because I think about this quite a bit. The theory is that Sarah and JJ have the same mom.
Yes, that was the theory. That we just us. Like that's not online, I don't think, is it? But
I don't know.
We got to get that online.
well, let's start spreading it.
I am hoping for that to come true in season 4. I would love that so much.
It would be an excellent layer of dramatic tension.
I also want JJ to have a half sibling, even
think
if one
be
of them's
fun.
Rafe.
Oh my god.
I just think that would be fun. But yeah, I'm really hoping we just get a little bit more of like background and backstory with some of these characters.
Yeah, I want more. I want to know why they are the way they are. I want to know more about their families. Like, you know, John B has an uncle that was supposed to be looking after him. Do you remember this from season 1?
Of course.
Like the whole reason why he was by himself was because his uncle was apparently living in the house, and then he took off to go work. Where's that uncle been this whole time?
I would love that uncle to come back into town and be like, where's my gold, John B?
Yeah, like my brother.
Bring it on home, John B.
Like, did you call your uncle when Big John came back? You know, did he show up to the fake funeral? I don't know. So many questions.
I know. We are just begging for a backstory over here.
Please.
We want more. We want it to be more than just like hunting for treasure.
Yeah,
We're
just
like,
a little bit, you
yeah.
know?
I just need a little bit more of those like human elements involved.
And you can integrate it into the story.
Yeah.
Like they can be involved in the treasure in some way. You know, they're either helping you find it or they're like trying to find it for themselves, or you know what I mean? Like work it into the storyline, to the treasure storyline. Like you're smart, you can do it.
I know. I'm thinking we could get more of that because it's a little bit more adult now.
Hopefully.
So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But let me read you these other episode titles.
Okay.
And these are all rumored. These are not fully confirmed.
Okay.
Necessarily. But let me read them to you and let's see if it sparks anything.
Okay.
Okay. Blackbeard. This is confirmed. Okay. We know.
Right. They're looking for Blackbeard's treasure.
Yeah.
We know this. Great. I feel like that's probably the episode 1. Yeah. Okay.
I'm excited about that though.
Me too.
I like this Blackbeard angle.
Yeah. It's
a little Pirates of the Caribbean. Is that Blackbeard? Isn't he a pirate?
Blackbeard is a pirate.
Okay, you're looking at me like
No,
I'm crazy.
I couldn't remember if he's mentioned in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He's definitely a pirate, like a legendary pirate.
Like he's a pirate.
He's
and then
a legendary
when I say
pirate,
I'm gonna
yes.
say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Fine by me. Yes, famous pirate.
But I did read too that they filmed a lot of this season in North Carolina because of Blackbeard. Like Blackbeard has a presence there or something.
Oh, okay.
Not like he's still alive, but you know.
Like historically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like that like historical element that they bring to it and like stuff that like somewhat really happened. I think that's always interesting.
Definitely.
All right. More episode titles. Albatross.
Okay, symbolism. Very exciting.
We love some symbolism.
Yes. All right. The albatross, notoriously not a good thing, weighing you down, harbinger of doom. That's a word that I had to think about a lot. Taylor Swift told us all about that. So excited to see what that means.
I hope they put the song in there too.
I doubt that they paid her for that, but we can hope.
Maybe a cameo.
Yeah.
She's watching. All right. Decision Day.
That feels like a flashback to college decision day to me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
Like, I know that that's more of a sports thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just like the way that it's like worded feels
Yeah.
like maybe it's like a flashback to like Pope deciding what he's, you know what I mean? Maybe
Interesting.
That's my theory.
I was taking that as more like you need to decide if you're a P for L or not.
Whoa.
Are you coming with us on this adventure or no?
Okay.
That's what I took it.
We'll see.
Yeah. And then mothers and fathers, which we already talked about. The Blue Crown.
Interesting. Is that what they're searching for?
I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. Or maybe it's like it could still be what they're searching for, but like maybe it's like a ring of light in the water, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a rock formation type of thing. And they think it's an actual crown, but it's not. It's like a place.
Oh, that's interesting.
That type
I
of
like
thing.
rock formation. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm picturing this like Titanic blue jewelry like that's dropped in the ocean that they're trying to find.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, wouldn't be upset about that either.
Yeah. Imagine if they were like incorporated the Titanic into the show.
They'd have to go a little further north for that, but maybe one day. Maybe
That's season 5.
Yeah.
They should do it.
They're going to be real cold in season 5.
It's going to be like season 7. We're still doing this and we're doing the Titanic. Leah's making a cameo.
They're in a submersible and
that's how it ends.
Yeah. Boom.
Oh, God. All right. Next up, the Enduro.
I don't know what that means. I don't have any thoughts. It's obviously sounds like endurance, but who knows?
Yeah, I have no idea. I was like, am I even saying that right?
When I just Googled it, it is like a motorbike. Is
Oh my God. Finally, it's all making sense.
It all connects.
It's like a brand or like a model. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Motorbikes are like a big part of this season.
Yes, we've gotten multiple photos and the trailer.
Okay, that actually makes me happier then, because I feel like it means something bigger than what we think it is right now.
Okay, so I should finish reading. It says it's a long race for motorcycles, stressing endurance rather than speed. So it's like a marathon for motorbikes or something.
That could mean a lot of things.
They've got to participate in this race to do something. There's a reason why. Okay, great.
I'm just happy racing bikes is brought into this more, because I was like, why are there so many photos of this? I can only think about that Disney Channel original movie Motocross.
A classic.
Yeah. All right, next up, the Lupine Corsairs. Corsairs.
Yes, the Lupine Corsairs.
Do you know what that is?
Lupine is like related to like wolves.
Okay.
Like that's like the Latin root word, the antecedent, right? And then Corsairs, isn't that like it's like a place? It's like geographical.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so Corsairs were privateers authorized to conduct raids on shipping of a foreign state at war with France. I don't know.
Okay, so I was
But yeah,
correct about
so
that
like-
word, but
That sounds like a piratey type of thing.
I'm
Yeah.
intrigued by that. And I feel like the stakes are getting higher and higher as we're reading more of these.
yeah.
Your English degree really came in handy
Thank
there.
you.
didn't
Finally.
it? Yeah.
4 years and too much money, and it's all paying off here
Who
on this
knew?
podcast.
Yeah, who knew this is what you would use it for?
One of the suggested questions is what's the difference between a pirate and a corsair? And it says the corsair was like basically hired to do like by the nation.
Okay.
To do it.
Whereas pirates are just like greedy
Yeah.
thieves.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Fun.
All right, next up is an easier word. The storm.
Wow. What could it mean?
Do we got another big storm on a boat?
Oh,
Like a la season 1?
I know. I'm gonna go with yes. I think that seems pretty self-explanatory. Although I'm sure there will be some metaphorical storms happening in the same episode. You know.
Well, just wait for the next one. Not just a storm. This one is the swell.
Oh, okay. All right.
Trouble's a brewing.
Yes.
And then the last one is the town council.
So like anticlimactic after those first previous
They're not in
two?
order. They're not in order.
Of course.
But I'm wondering, like, does that mean like something's going on with like the town? Like maybe some people don't approve of them
I
or
was gonna
something
say,
like that.
maybe the town turns against them again because they tend to do that.
Yeah. I feel like the good riddance with the town of OBX is going to fall apart because there's a reason why they showed that flash forward at a like ceremony where people are clapping for them and everybody seems so happy and like these former like enemies of them all there and clapping for them. Like there's just no way that that's going to keep up. We're going to be seeing posters wanted John B before we know it.
Yeah, like angry mobs hunting him down in the night.
As it should be.
Oh my gosh.
We love the drama.
Well, I also wonder like if that's flashback related because they're running businesses now and like you can't just do that. You have to like get permits and like shit. I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's like contingent. Like, you do this for us and you can open your surf shop, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. That's
type of thing.
They could be like making deals.
There's a whole episode of them getting their business licenses.
I was thinking it was a little shadier than that, but you get where I'm coming from.
The way though, when you first said it, I was like
yeah, it's bureaucracy.
Claire's like, I want to see them open up their small business.
I want to see someone walk into a bank and say, "This
you
is
gotta be an LLC."
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh my God, that was so good. Meanwhile, my brain goes like, the town council is supernatural or something.
It is giving Vampire Diaries.
Yeah,
like
it
the
is,
like the
for
fells
sure.
and the fort. Yeah.
All right. Well, those were all the names. And again, those are just rumored online. Those are not reported officially by Netflix. But we found these on whatsonnetflix.com.
I feel like
and they're talked about on Reddit. I feel like these are also usually pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So.
They all seem reasonably accurate.
Yeah.
At least half of them I think are probably true.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we could be seeing them start their town businesses. Anyways,
okay.
Do you have any other predictions or things you want to see in season 4?
You know what? I would love to see like a resolution with the parents before they just disappear completely. Like I don't need to see Key's parents all the time. I don't need to see Pope's parents all the time, much as I love them, but I would like there to be like an acknowledgement that like, hey, this is where we are today. We're not angry about JJ anymore. Like,
yeah,
we're cool with all of this before they just sort of focus on the Blackbeard of it all.
Yeah, I would like some resolution there too, because we especially left things off badly with Key's parents.
I mean, they shipped her away to like a camp for a detention camp, basically, for troubled girls.
And the scene where she is being taken away is so dark.
It's harrowing.
Yeah. So I would love for her parents to like still be in the show, whether that's in a flashback or something. I just think we need some resolution there.
Right. Because she comes back from that and what? Like,
right.
Do they all just pretend it didn't happen? Like, there has to be a lot to work through. And
are they like, we're so proud of you. You got the gold. You did it.
Sorry that we sent you away and tried to medicate you.
I know. Them putting her away in Kitty Hawk was bad.
Yeah.
I was on their side before then,
Same.
to be honest.
I was like,
okay, well, at least a parent cares.
Right.
And like, to be fair, their child was missing for weeks. They thought she was dead. Like, I get why they would be like, these Pogues are ruining your life, because what parent wouldn't react in that way?
Sure, yeah. But
but the detention camp, too much.
I mean, Paris Hilton taught us that is a bridge too far, and ever since that, I'm like, no, those places are evil.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think we deserve some resolution there for sure.
Going back to you saying somebody should die this season, if one of the OG Pogues has to die, who would you want it to be?
Oh my God, that's
so I can't even kill Cleo. It has to be an OG Pogue.
Are you gonna kill Cleo?
I'd kill Cleo.
Okay. I mean,
I like her.
I like
but she's not an original.
Yeah.
I don't need her there. What is she
Same.
gonna do in the Outer Banks? I know work with Hayward. I'd see her and Hayward hanging out. That seems more fun.
Yeah, the daughter he never had.
But I don't need her in the group. So she would be my first choice. And then outside of her,
It's hard because
I know.
part of me wants we love JJ so much, but I do think his character's death would be interesting. I don't want them to.
I think he's the most likely to be killed.
It would
I
be
agree.
Probably.
yes. It would make the most sense. It would give us the most to work with after he dies.
I think so too. And I think it would be the one that would be like hit you where it hurts the most, and the one that would affect all of them the
Exactly.
most. If you kill Cleo, they're all going to move on eventually.
Yeah.
Like she's not in the main part of the group necessarily. Like it's mainly affecting Pope out of everybody.
Right. It doesn't fully work without John B. The show's built around him.
Yeah. But JJ, you'd be killing more of like the best friend and somebody though who has scenes with everybody.
Yeah.
So he's a big connector. It would really affect everyone.
But we don't want that. To be clear, we're not
No.
manifesting it. We would hate it, but it would.
I can't even believe we whispered it into the world. I was going easy with Cleo.
I know. Ugh,
I know, but it is like,
it would make the most sense if they had to.
yeah, if they had to kill a main Pogue, it would make sense to kill him the most.
I will say, I don't know that this is the type of show to do that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like that.
I just think someone will die.
Sure,
like
but-
somebody has to.
But it doesn't feel that like ruthless of a show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the way that like a lot of the supernatural shows, like they make those cuts and you're like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
that's bad. You know what I mean? This does not feel like that type of show.
I'm also just wondering if they're going to get into like contract stuff or something.
True,
Like
yeah.
they've been working on this show for a long time.
Yeah,
So
we don't
I'm
know.
just curious if somebody's going to want out,
Well,
honestly.
I will say that typically, right, it's 6 seasons usually. That was a network thing, but a lot of
Right.
time. But in that interview that they did, they said, oh, we feel like ending season 3 with them with a win is the wrapping up of a trilogy, and now we're starting a new trilogy.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe they're saying like we're planning on 3 more seasons at least. Well, they haven't confirmed that, but like I wonder if like the writers are like thinking of it as like 3 more seasons, and then maybe after 6 it'll be done. Who knows?
That's why I'm wondering if somebody's going to go. Just a lot of just from like contract stuff. And I don't mean one of the main Pogues. I mean, I think we could get rid of somebody.
Yeah.
Who will it be?
Topper.
I feel like we're in like Willy Wonka's house. Like, he's gonna leave OBX. Well, hopefully nobody dies in season 4. I'm not hoping for that, by the way.
No, we don't want any of the main characters to die.
I just like to make a big prediction too, you know?
We like to make a big swing just like JJ.
I can't wait for like a very like menial character to die and then me be like, I told you I was
Yeah.
right. Somebody dies.
I was literally thinking like one of these days you're going to be right with
One
one
day.
of these predictions.
You got to
So
take
far-
a big swing because then it's really nice
so
when it
far
comes
it
true.
hasn't really
Yeah.
worked out that way. But
We'll see. We will see. Well, we did it. And the wait is almost over for season 4, you guys. I cannot wait. We will be tuning in to season 4. We're going to be podcasting all about part 1 after it comes out, and then we'll be doing another episode on part 2. So stay tuned for that. And everyone enjoy binging Outer Banks. We're back.
We are so back. If you want to listen to our previous Outer Banks episodes where we talk about seasons 1, 2, and 3, you can do that. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Rate, review us, give us 5 stars. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at previously on _Team TV.
Thanks for listening.